All right. Welcome. We are live, and welcome to an odd edition of Mr. Floyd's Universe here. We haven't done a Sunday live, and so welcome. We are doing a Feng Shui and your universe, energetically, your universe, and how water and such flow in your universe. There we go. And we have Chris. You may know her as Blindly Inspired with us. So give her a hand here. It's quite late, and she's from Germany. And if you haven't been with us before, we appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and hit the thumbs up. And so we have at Blindly Inspired, and I'm sure Millie can put that into the chat here. You may see me reaching out to my phone for some odd reason. It wants to keep dimming the screen, wants to go off. So not sure why, but we'll get that figured out here. But nonetheless, if you want to go ahead there, Blindly, and go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit about you and where you're from and all that.
Cool. Okay. So, yeah, I'm called Blindly Inspired because in 2015 I lost a huge part of my vision, and it's been a long journey to get some of it back. It's still not so good. But anyway, from a Feng Shui perspective, yeah, I sold everything in 1994 and moseyed my way off to America in search of prana. Nobody knew what prana was. And along the way, I actually learned about Feng Shui, which was just starting to bubble in America at the time. I stayed in Los Angeles and then returned back to South Africa in 96. And obviously, almost nobody had any idea what this was about. I wanted to do transformation cycles with teenagers because I thought that these were really, really important because our culture, as our lost white civilization, really don't do these turning cycles. Birth, we do it, teenagers, 21, 28, 42. We really don't, we didn't do any of those. And they're just so important so that we slowly grow into our power. I had a lot of history behind me of many healing modalities and close to an obsession with Rudolf Steiner's work, which is just absolutely fantastic. So the Feng Shui kind of took off, and yeah, it really took off, and I had to really put it out there in South Africa. I started doing a lot of free talks on it to introduce people to this amazing science. And then I landed up doing a lot of businesses. It was very cutthroat at the time. I had to do a lot of my own self-research, which was with Chinese people that I knew, the few that could speak English. I read whatever I could and then realized that all cultures do this. And I developed what I called my Africa Zen, and incorporated a lot of the African traditional symbology, especially into businesses, which sort of went down really well. I worked a lot with female entrepreneurs who were really, it was the beginning in those days of women being successful and powerful. Yeah, it was very cutthroat. I realized then why Feng Shui had been outlawed, punishable by death a few times in its culture. Yeah, it's an incredible. Yeah, I think also I got, like, when I was making like serious, because I was teaching and I was making incredible amounts of money, and my father's only comment was, "Oh, I suppose witch doctors also make money." So, being my scientific brain, I sort of really went to trying to prove to myself, because I didn't like things that I couldn't prove. So that was just my very scientific brain. The majority of people that wanted Feng Shui at the time, I prefer doing business. There's less problems and less underhand backstabbing. You kind of know from right away that business is business, and this is what we want. Hello, Millie. I know and teens with children, Millie especially, you know what, when you do this in your home and you explain it, then I did like a lot of courses for children, and they really, they take it and they just start tidying up and being very aware of their environment. It makes you also clean up your house with a lot more excitement and focus and potential to it. But the sad thing for me was that there are like 9 areas in our life that we work with Feng Shui, and each one is as important as the other. But all that people wanted was the wealth point and the relationship point. And I thought, but there's just so much more. So if we talk about the wealth point is not just wealth. The wealth point holds our blessings. It holds our space of prayer and devotion. It also holds the number 4, which the Chinese don't like because it sounds like death. So this whole drive just towards money is not a good idea. It needs, and if you're just working on one area, you're going to be pulling away from the other area. The other thing is that relationships, I think we're only just starting to come into contact with our higher forms of relationships. And relationships are not just your partner, but it's your relationship that you have with your cat, your dog, your house, your friends, and especially your God. Over with a lot of my research came down to the ancient form of Feng Shui, which was called Kanyu, which is where it began some over 7,000 years ago. And that was the way of heaven, the way of earth, or they translate it as living under the canopy of heaven. We stand in the middle. But Kan is actually the space of water, which is actually the unseen, the thought, the image that we have, that's not tangible. And you is the tangible, what we have on the earth, what we can see, what we can touch, what we can taste, what is manifested. And we as human beings are standing in the middle of this. So it's very much right now, I mean, I've been holding the elements of the water and the wind. I've got to tune in more to the wind, but I've been really like meditating and tuning in a lot with the water energy and the purity of water for many years, but really it's just really hyping up hugely at the moment. Where am I? How are we doing? Sorry, I lost my track of thought there. Yeah, so water. So what I'm going to offer us all today is, as I was just saying to Josh and listening to a lot of our comments, is that we're saying our lives are a Feng Shui nightmare. And I've had clients where they wanted me to, because I then went into interior designing and now I've had a lot of like TV programs and etc. etc. So that was quite an interesting time in my life. I'll maybe tell you why also, because it is so powerful. The one time that I stopped it twice. Once I got like totally sucked into why didn't I have a relationship. So I sort of thought, okay, well, I mean, I had such a good relationship with everything, but I didn't have a particular partner in my life. And that really went, I'm very naive, and I think I've been very protected from the world. I'm definitely not from this planet. I knew that for a long time. I really don't understand these people here. Always just said, lovely world, just pity about the people. So that one really took me down a very, very nasty, nasty road. But it was very learning, and I was very, it took me a long time to recover. And the second time, then I actually had a child out of that relationship. And then the second time that I built up again very rapidly and worked with huge businesses. And it was the second person. I've only told 2 people to move. And I said, really get out of this place as soon as you can. And there was a really gruesome, horrible murder. And I had my child, and I just thought, no, I'm just pulling away. He was very young at the time. Yeah, he was about 4 or 5. So I actually pulled out because of the intense energies, and that was really a little scary. I mean, I know that I have my feet very firmly on the ground and my head beautifully in the sky. But what a lot of us don't, Krista, what don't you have, Scott? don't have feet on the ground or head in the sky or have children. So where I want to go to today, as you know, I've been like, well, I've also been like wondering how to actually put this out to the collective, to people. I've been a hermit for the last 5 years here and have really don't speak the language, so I don't talk to anybody. So I don't, feeling the connection to this planet, And this is what I really want we need to do. So we're in right now, I mean, the stars and the planets, and we all know what's happening. But especially now with this beautiful full moon that we've had in Aries, the energies, I'm sure you can all feel, we've changed again. And don't be despondent. Sometimes you feel, well, I feel like, oh my God, I've kind of lost everything again. But it's just like settling and then absorbing what you want, chasing away what you don't want again in your life. You might find that your meditation practice changes. Obviously, people will change in your life. The books you read, the interests that you have might shift a little bit because we're just moving on to the next level. And we're just moving on to this more and more, this level of incredible unconditional love. Yeah, very, very strong energy. And especially if we're slightly awake, we are really getting it. And we are just, these are I channeled a whole lot of stuff the other day and today. Today was actually about grace. The incredible grace that we're all, I want to cry about this incredible grace that we're in. And this is just pure, perfect, beautiful forgiveness, which we need to just look at for ourselves. And these energies are coming fast. Is you don't need to get stuck in them. Just have love and pure compassion for yourself and total forgiveness and move on to the next level. Forgive people. It's so hard. I've had to do 5 years here of the most intense, unconditional love. But one day I'll tell you a little more about my previous story in Germany. It's been really, really hard for me. But it's, hopefully it will pay off. So many of us are still like bumbling around with a lot of anger, resentment, guilt towards ourselves mainly, sometimes towards other people. And we need to just be aware that we're unlocking this incredible law of grace and just absorb it. So, you know that I've been on and on about our portal, and just one of the things that I notice in the chat is that so many people are saying they have a Feng Shui nightmare. We all have. There's no perfect situation. And if you look on the internet, most of the time they're telling you these outlandish, they tell you what's wrong, but they're not telling you the cures. I've worked with what I call transformation Feng Shui, or integration into our environment, because this is the lot that we're given. We'd all like to be born with 2 arms and 2 legs and a brilliant brain, but it didn't happen for everybody, and they've made their lives work. So this is in a way what Feng Shui for me, or Kan Yu, is about. As I said, Kan Yu is the way of heaven, the way of earth, or living under the canopy of heaven, and just integrating ourselves in the center point where we can really make things happen. I've also found that when clients would want me to do their places like really quickly, I mean, some of them were blessed and they had the money and it was great, and I just boom, 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 just like put up pictures, really did the interior virtually overnight. It's what I would often call the shoe hits the Feng, and then there would be illness. I don't believe people should, they would, like, it would be overwhelmed. So we need to just take this a little gently with ourselves, not too gently. As I said to Josh, one of my favorite sayings is take it easy, but take it. Sometimes I fake it a lot about my ease, but no. I am highly strung. I'm a double Aries, so and I think actually it's just interesting that we have this Aries has moved into Cancer, and that's I have my Aries, my Mars is in Cancer, and I have my Mars in Cancer in my birth chart, and it just makes me very complacent. It's also, they call it the the defeated warrior. And I was thinking about that. I thought, no, it's actually the wounded hero. Yeah, emotion's been running strong. Yeah, this moon's been crazy, hey. And I saw earlier on Millie's got her Chiron in Aries. I also have my Chiron in Aries. So, so it's, even though I'm Aries, it's really difficult, very difficult for me to put myself out there. I'd much rather be behind a book or behind a paint, behind the easel or behind the camera, not in front of the camera. This is not my great space. So for the last while, the little bits that I so yeah, I did a lot of drawings. Your South Node is in Aries, yeah, Naman, yeah. Yeah, Aries is it's challenge, but we're very innocent. We're very naive. We rush in. It's the kind of people fools rush in where angels fear to tread. And you know, they're hanging there saying, "Oh my God, thank God somebody's going in there." Yeah. And the fifth house, so that hurts that. Shame, Millie, but you do such beautiful pictures. Mine's in my first house. Yeah. So it's a little challenging. So back to our portal. Our incredible, no. Should we start with water first? I've always tuned into water. Many, many years ago, I saw a movie called What the Bleep Do We Know Anyway? If you haven't seen it, please see it. I think it's actually where Joe Dispenza kind of started. It's the hidden messages of water, which was by the and how programmable water is. He's now passed. And obviously the work by Vader Austin is also really beautiful to just embrace it and just know how incredibly programmable water is. My theory at the moment is God is water. We still don't know where water comes from, whether it comes from the stars or there've been some people have found that water is being made deep down in the earth. These are pure waters. But our water is so messed up on the planet that we're all messed up, whether we like it or not. So the cleaner that's it was just a thing when there were those big fires in Maui. I've got a little lake down here, and I kind of do a lot with the water here and visualize a lot of pure water, because we do have very, very good water and very good air here where I live. And there were these fires all over America as well and Canada. And I was getting into such a panic. And that's right, the hidden messages in water. He wrote quite a few yards. It's can you see the book? Yeah, there we go. So if you can get it, have a look at the pictures. Maybe I'll put some on my post. But we'll get into that. The main thing is just to really, I want us, all of us, I mean, no matter how aware of water you are, you're never aware enough. We're discovering more and more about water all the time. And the water needs clearing. And the clear, if we are just holding our water in our hand, I've said before, you can use a crystal. I have a Metatron, a sticker underneath my glass for water. I have various waters in my home that I drink for various things. It's my quickest way, shortcut to prayer. But just sit with your water. Drink the best water that you can afford. And some of us can't afford. I come from South Africa, so when I work, also my heart is hugely there for the local people who have very little, and there's no money spare. They're such proud, beautiful people, but they really don't have what they call power. They don't have money. So you tell them to go and buy water. It's like, what? They'll want like seawater. They're very, like, if you ever go to the sea, they want the seawater because they work hugely with drinking seawater for everything that's possible and using it on their bodies. But just sit for half a second. It doesn't take long. Be thankful. Be so grateful for every single precious drop of water that we have. From water, we get electricity. We get so much at this moment. Yes, we'll get other electricity. But our bodies are also made of more than 80% water. I think the rest of the 20% is kind of the air, the energy. And when that energy, that spark of life is gone and our bodies are no longer alive, that water is still there, but it's not moving. So this is the energy of the wind. So this is where we're going to be going on the talks and on my instructions and my downloads that I have with Kanyu. I prefer Kanyu, but Feng Shui is fun. It's kind of fun and funky. Sorry, I had some, yeah. So let's just really also, the foods that we eat, try to eat as many fresh fruits and vegetables, the best that you can afford. I know that there's for a long time, I wanted to go on the berry and watermelon diet, but it's so dreadfully expensive here. It's not as expensive as in Japan, but I just used tomatoes, which are berries, and I used cucumbers, which are really cheap here, and cucumber is from the watermelon family. And I lived on that for quite a few weeks, and lots of olive oil and water, blessing the water, talking to the water, empowering the water, being grateful for the water, bathing in water, playing with the water, just sit in the water. A lot of us don't have baths. We only have showers in Germany, so a bath is really a luxury. But I've always said that a bath is not for getting clean. A bath is for just lying there in the water and scented with aromatherapy oils. We have lots of wonderful little things that you can put in your water here. And the Germans are very good on doing that. They'll say, oh, I've done a wellness weekend. So they don't go out, they do this all at home, which means that they're detoxing their body, they're eating fresh vegetables, eating just fruit for the weekend, and doing lots of wellness baths. We have these beautiful sachets which cost like between 50 cents and €1, and you just indulge with these wonderful aromas in your life. So be very, really, really aware. Please, it's just, I want to cry, I want to beg you, just for yourselves, what you are doing to your bodies by being angry, by being negative. Stop your thoughts, turn your thoughts. And it's not easy. It is so not easy, especially when we're working with things. I mean, in the beginning, I was like, oh my God, Crystal, you have gone on like an hour and a half walk, and all you've done is moan the whole time in your head. So life can be really like, you have to like, it's difficult to think positively all the time. So, yeah, write messages to yourself on the water. Whatever works for you, as I said, look, please watch What the Bleep, because it's such an incredible movie, how she starts to write on her body and starts to talk to the water. And water is extremely programmable. So I program the water here, and I've got my own little ritual which I do quite a few times a day, especially when I do much better walks now. My walks are all very positive. I actually really enjoy going out, and as soon as I hit outside, whether the sun is there or not, I'm just like opening up all the little mouths in my body and all the little cells, and they're all saying, come on, feed me, just pour in me. I'm lucky I have a dog, so I go out a few times a day. So I was talking about when that happened in Maui, and I was just so overwhelmed with all this BS that was happening. And I thought, I can't send this energy. I'm like, I send so much energy to South Africa. I spent I sort of spend a lot of time talking to them there. And doing the stuff that I'm trying to like work through this metal ceiling here in Germany and put unconditional love to these people. It's the heartless heart of the world. It used to be the heart of the world, but it is the heartless heart of the world. I remember we've got CERN right nearby here, and we've got some really crazy German scientists. We've got some very interesting people that are really very have done huge what in not medicine. They love medicine. Yeah, they love the medical, but in the natural we have the Bach flower remedies and the Schussler salts and Rudolf Steiner and all these people. They all came from Germany, so there is something very interesting here. But yeah, with the Maui thing, and I thought, okay, I have to just choose one place that I care about, and that was Maui. And I would make these, well, in my head, and I drew a lot. I do a lot of drawing. Lotus leaves, beautiful white lotus leaves, lotus flowers, and I would fill them up with water from our lake. And I just knew that one drop would actually be healing, and I would send these over to Maui like as often as I could. So these are things you can kind of incorporate, temper them for yourselves. Okay, back to our portal. Josh, have you got any questions? Or anybody got any questions right
No,
now?
this has been absolutely. I've been taking notes here. It's like a master class here. Yeah, it's just I've been taking notes. Water. Speaking of programming water, where I live in Boulder County in Colorado, so the water is only 0.04. It's like nothing parts per million. It's clean, except for the fluoride that they love to put in the water. We're not going to go there.
We're lucky we don't have that here, thank God.
Exactly. So what I did, and I'm putting this out to the group, what I did was bought a zero water filter that removes all of the fluoride. It removes everything, takes it to zero. So in my water bottle, I put a stick inside that actually gives it all the minerals back. So I have you can get them on Amazon, a little stick. But yeah, as far as programming the water, I actually wrote the word love on a index, like on a piece of paper, wrote it on both sides, taped it, and just stuck it to my water pitcher. And so every time, right.
Yeah.
So it's vibrating love. And then when I fill up it doesn't take but a second, just love. And then that's it.
Beautiful.
As long as I'm not.
Yeah. Because what I'm also hoping that we will also find through this is really, we need to find our song. Let it rise in you. I mean, for quite a while, and it just rises, just especially if it's in the morning. Just sing the world into existence. Sing beautiful rainbows. Listen to the birds. Sing with them. Oh, they make such a beautiful concerto. I mean, it's like the earlier you're up, the better. But yeah, just try. Even if it's one day a week, start with one day a week. Don't overwhelm yourself. I think I do too much. I've got too much time on my hands, which is fine. It's for a reason. And just with that fluoride thing, please put that on, please do a post because I'd like to know what that is. But I think I did it, because I was just wondering if people can't afford it. Sorry, as I said, I know that I came from South Africa when we have like really hectic things, and my mother worked with vinegar, and vinegar is just so amazing to detox. So people had no money for, and they still don't. So, the Roman soldiers would take a tablespoon of vinegar every day to keep healthy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
fortunately, the zero water, it's only $40 US for the pitcher and the filters and everything you would need. So they kept it like eminently affordable. So it's like getting like 2 cases. The people buy bottled water all the time. If you're going to buy 2 cases of bottled water, when you're going to drink how many billions of pieces of plastic, you can get that instead and just buy a metal water bottle.
Our water is so sad. But as Vader Austin says, that if a glass of water, a glass of tap water that you've loved and asked for healing to take to your body, we've all got problems that we want to get rid of. So ask that water, program it, spend a few days. This is, let's, I'm dealing exactly with love or gratitude, or I want to just deal with my healing issues or my headaches. If you get headaches, it's usually you need more water. But as Vader Austin says, a glass of water from the tap that has been beautifully loved has got far more significance than the best Himalayan mountain that's just poured willy-nilly from a bottle. So love, 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 love. So we've got to really just, and we don't know what love is. We really don't. We're just starting to figure it out. I didn't do love because I had like some really rough stuff in my my marriage and watched my children with relationships and not working. And I thought, what is this love? Smack, 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 I love you. Smack, 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 I love you. This is not love. So it comes from another long story behind it, but I changed that word to care. I don't love, I care. Because care is a verb. Care is a doing word. So if I care for my children, I will get up in the morning, I'll make sure that they go to school, I'll care for my animals, I'll make sure that they brushed and nurtured and clean, I'll care for my home. So that was just, it worked for me. My mother would always argue with me about this love thing, but it's love, 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 because my mother has got the most beautiful, pure, unconditional heart of love. A very, very tragic upbringing, but an incredibly pure heart. So yeah, we've got to work these. Enjoying my water. All right. Oh, that's very interesting. Oh, I like that, Anna. That's really nice because it's like a symbol and it just says so much. I like that. So we're going to get to go over time, but I'll tell you next, or you can figure out, find it. There's a beautiful thing where you take with 2 glasses of water. One's empty and one's half full. And on the one glass, full glass of water, you write who you are right now or the issue that you have. And on the empty glass of water, you write what you want. You want the clearing or the healing or whatever it is. And then you pour the water into the empty glass and you drink that one. It's a beautiful prayer. I like things that are tangible and physical. So back to this law of grace. It's just, you're going to be feeling it more and more and more. And also going in with this water thing and working with the bathroom is actually doing mirror work, just so that we start to love ourselves. If I don't know how some of you remember doing a lot of the Louise Hay work, I still think her work is still just so beautiful. You Can Heal Your Body was like a major, I did that in the 80s, and that was just like a major transformation for me. I remember standing in front of the mirror and saying I love myself and just bursting out laughing with like this sarcastic laughter. Yeah. But it was really interesting. I worked really hard with that book. And I realized I would put these little notelets all over my home, but I'd write them beautifully. That's what I decided was creative writing, especially outside the bathroom, because we would be conscious. This is Feng Shui. Let me just tell you, all can you. Feng Shui is 90% common sense and maintenance. And then obviously you have the plan. But if you have no common sense and no maintenance behind it, you're just going to have a lot of shit hitting the fan. And you don't want that. You want to just do this all with ease and grace and beauty and simplicity. We want to simplify our lives as much as possible. Sorry, did I mention? Yeah, everybody, so many people have got like a Feng Shui nightmare at home and clutter and stuff. So this is not going, because if we start amplifying the areas, it's just going to amplify the clutter, and you don't want that. You want to really just ease it out, and you're going to start to do this automatically. Okay, so let me just get back to our portal. As I said, my whole thing is that God is definitely water in all its states. But however, it needs the energy of fire or the energy of wind to change its state from an ice to a gas to a condensate. So many phases of water. And water is everywhere. When we breathe, if you look at yourself in the wrong sunlight talking, you'll see how much water comes out your mouth. It's water. They've made these incredible little, they're like an iPad thing in Africa, some incredibly innovative Africans, which is taking water out of the atmosphere, and they get about a liter. You just like turn on your cell phone and out comes water. I want one of those. But even that water is toxic. You know, many years ago they had acid rain in Germany, which was killed the forests because of the precipitation and the water going up into the clouds, and then it would just pour down and the forests were dying. What was very interesting, I said we had a lot of really interesting people in Germany. There was a woman who went around, crushed up stones, and the forests were dead. They looked very quickly at their pollution problem, but she crushed up stones with a lot of prayer and whatever else she did. And she sprinkled these stones all over. I want to cry, it was so beautiful. She sprinkled these stones all over the forest, and mushrooms started to grow, and then the forest started to come back. It did take time, but that was her heart mission to do that. I love that story. So what your intention and what we do, we all need to, I'm just like, I'm in a bit of a panic because we need to be lights. We need to just incorporate so much light. I used to think, and I still think, that we're just, it's very nuclear, the light that's coming from the sun. You know, it's changed color, it's white, and it's really different. It's completely different. But we need to just absorb as much light as possible so that we actually hold the earth firm. You know, we're just conduits between the heaven and the earth, however you want to see it. But just fill yourself with this light so that we don't get the impact when this impact comes. Because if we're like condensers, yeah. So we have to just like breathe in light. So when I go on my walks, I breathe in light. I breathe in and breathe out. It takes a lot of remembering, and you'll keep. Yeah, isn't that amazing? And shrooms are amazing. You know, when one of my few regrets in life is that I didn't do psychedelics. I didn't do those drugs. It's beautiful, hey? Yeah, she's a fairy lady. So yeah, be inspired. You know, if that resonates for you. When I used to work crazy, I used to have to dress nicely to work in businesses. But on a Monday, I would take Mondays off because I worked all weekend, all week. And I would dress in velvets and satins and silks and do my gardening. My absolute fairy clothes. You didn't want to see me on a Monday. That was, I suppose, not the real me, because the real me is also very grounded and very scientific. But the other, you know, the duality, the dichotomy, as we all have dichotomies, and embrace them all. So this is this period of grace. We are getting so much of our negative energies coming up. It's been happening for a while, but right now, just know and accept. I'm in a period of grace. Go and have that bath. Let all that shit out. Let it just go. Sit in the bath. Let all the water go down with the water going down with the plug out, and let it just go out of the. Let it just drain. And then just go and stand in front of the mirror and say, I love myself. I absolutely love myself. Oh, and that was yesterday. I was saying about putting these notes, especially after you've been to the bathroom. Remember, it's a place where you detox. So whether you're weeing or pooing, just know that this is detoxing. What are you now filling your space with? A lot of people read in the bathroom. I used to have a dictionary in the bathroom so that I could learn something. I used to also, I still do that when I've been to the bathroom to wee, I usually have water afterwards because I just feel what's gone out really needs to be replenished, and we don't drink enough water. We don't hydrate enough. Our brains are shriveled and dried up. So just remember to do more water. But then as you walk out of your bathroom, that's there I would have these notes of like, I love myself, I'm beautiful, I'm moving. I can't remember all of them. But you know, you go, if you've done the Louise Hay stuff, you'll go through all the illnesses and diseases that you've had and the negative. It's a really good book if you can just heal. You can heal your life. Yeah, it's a wonderful reference book to have too. We tend to forget that we should be grateful every day. A Muslim guy taught me that when I said, oh no, I did so much gratitude diarying. He said, no, but you need to do it every day. And I thought, oh yeah, you're right. I need to do it every day. Okay, so back to our portals. So I will do this with you when I do it and when I go down to the lake. So whoever's here and whoever listens to this, you will be tuned in because I do it anyway. And so the more the merrier, we'll have a little party. So hopefully that you've listened to some of the brightness of the entrance, the numbers going up. Paint your door if you can. A lot of us live in condos or in apartments, so we don't have free will to do what we like. Try to balance either side of the door with plants or with statues. Cleaning the door, symbolically sweeping, getting a really nice new doormat. Be careful what it says. If you really want to welcome everybody, have that, but maybe I prefer usually quite neutral things. I love Josh's doormat. He's got a doormat which is like the laurel wreath of the crowning laurel wreath of the heroes and the kings and the druids. So enjoy that, Josh. I love your doormat. I can't remember what it says, but I remember the pictures.
Yeah, it says grateful on the doormat.
Grateful. Yeah.
Thank you.
By the way, this is Feng Shui. This is the way that I work, and this is where we're going to get to doing. It's really empowering our visualizations. I think it's Tony Robbins. He always wears a cap, and underneath his cap, this side, so he always sees it. It says blessed and grateful. I think it's blessed and grateful, just grateful. So whenever he's teaching all day long, he's looking at that and reminding himself to be blessed and grateful. It's obviously worked for him. He's quite an incredible person. Okay, so we've got this beautiful portal, and yes, just so if you've got homework to do in the next few days, get a tin of oil and a screwdriver and go around all your doors, all your locks, all your hinges. They all need to get anything, your garage doors, anything that's squeaking. I like that spray. So you want everything to open smoothly. They will bring usually very negative, angry words and sarcastic and horrible words, whether it's to yourself or to everybody else. Besides that, it really doesn't sound nice. And you can't get into these doors. So if you've maybe got, you might need to plane them, but especially your front door, because this is the mouth of the house. It's where our chi is coming in. It's our face that we're putting out to the world. And remember that your home should be your castle. It's the closest thing after your body that you actually, it's 1:44 here. Hello, guys. It's the way that the world sees you. But when you walk into your home, this should be a place of sacredness. This should be where you can sing and dance like nobody's watching, because nobody should be watching except your angels and your guides and yourself in the mirror. It's 4:44 there. Oh, cool. Yeah. My time here was 1:44. So if you want, you can if you feel that your energy in your home is and your entrance is good enough and sparkly enough, you can put some bells on the inside of your door or a wind chime on the outside. If you want to incorporate and bring in helpful people or your angels and your guides, water to the right of your front door as you're facing it. I've also said, if you can, a bowl of salt water, which is really beautiful because that will absorb your negativity as you walk in. Now, when we walk into our portal, let's not rush into our home. When you go for an interview, or you've got to see a lawyer, or you've got to see the doctor about your cranky mother or something, you usually stop and you breathe and you center yourself. You don't need to know any spiritual woo-woo stuff. You're doing this automatically. Same as when you walk out of a hospital. If you watch people, they do this. It's so interesting. Almost everybody is dusting off these negative energies that have clung to them. So everybody feels them. We just don't realize that we're feeling them. So we need to spend a whole 30 seconds or a whole 60 seconds if you can, but 30 is fine, just to stand at your front door. Because this person that's been to the supermarket, that's been to work, that's been having tea with great granny and wasn't a good move, this person is now walking into their home, and you don't want to bring all that energy with you. You don't want to make a whole big song and dance. You've got your salt water there, and you're going to just stand at the door and you're going to connect, and you'll feel it from your crown chakra. If you want, you can go, it's a clockwise spiral, and you'll feel however high up it wants to go, you'll feel it's like a little magnet. It goes, tonk. It's really quite cool. Please try it. I'm not the only one that feels it. And then the other one is to go down. You're going in an anti-clock, or just sink a, hello Yuki, or just sink a beautiful golden anchor into the ground, and you'll feel it also. It will connect. Whether you're going into the crystals or into the deep waters, these are up to you. But you'll feel where it connects, but make it really nice and solid. And then come to your heart. And then just let your beautiful golden heart get bigger and bigger and bigger. And remember that you're in a state of grace. And put it in a very big, beautiful bubble. Put yourself in another big golden bubble. And now you're ready to open this portal and go in. And you can do this 100 times a day. You can do it. Hopefully you'll get to every door. You'll program yourself that every time you walk through a door, you actually do this quick little connect, heart, love, send love wherever. You can make that love as big as you like, to your neighbor, to your home, to your neighborhood, to your village, to your country, to the world, to the universe, because it's all love out there. Unconscious. Well, we're all doing this, Scotty. This is what's so sad, is that, when you get to it, we all know about Feng Shui because it's written, I strongly believe, on the tablets of our heart. And every culture is doing it. I mean, the Africans do this beautiful stuff as well. The Indians do Shastra or something. Sometimes they contradict. The Irish have been doing it. If you speak to the older cultures, the older women, they all did. Or superstitions, we remember, and some of them are, but most of them, this is where I really made such a research of superstitions and the words that we say. And, it's unlucky to, like don't stir with a knife, you stir up strife. Don't cross knives. I have 6 wind chimes. That's awesome. 6 would be good. 6 is good. 6 is bringing in angels. If you can, and with wind chimes, just make sure that they sound good. Yeah. Yeah, witches' bells, yeah, those are also nice. Now, it's so interesting by the front of pinwheel. Oh, yes, I have tourmaline, yeah, black tourmaline. I have a big chunk of, I used to have a big chunk of black tourmaline. So that's really, just remember to clean it, eh? You need to wash that just simple. You don't have to do any major dramas. Just give it a good. I used to work for one of the biggest crystal dealers in South Africa, and he would wash everything with really heavy duty washing powder, clothes washing powder, and a heavy duty garden hose. So yeah, I can those were hectic stories. Okay, so yeah, and just be grateful. Be really, really. That's nice. That's very nice. Yeah, I like those things. Those things are, yeah, just very interesting that with like in Feng Shui, like when you open your door, you don't want to see the back door. You don't want that because then the energy just goes straight through. Now in the Irish culture, they want that because they want the little gremlins to run out as fast as they come in. So you've got to also look at your beliefs. What was that other one I was going to say? Oh yes, you're like, don't like put your shoes on the table. Where does that comes from Alexander the Great when he gave his soldiers free. The only time he said you could rape and pillage, when he put his feet on the table and he said, "This is my kingdom." So that's where it comes from. So all of them have, but we can go into that quite a lot. I mean, and just be aware of them. Try and figure out where some of them come from. Why do you pay people for a sweater so it doesn't unravel the friendship? Or if somebody, a knife, you pay somebody a penny, or for a pair of scissors or for a knife so it doesn't cut the friendship. And it's very symbolic. The Chinese work with this all the time. If they give you knives, you know that they don't have to say anything. That relationship's over. When Donald Trump went to North Korea, he just spoke Feng Shui. He was just talking the language all the time. It was just, both of them was really, really incredible. They didn't have much to say, but they spoke symbology. And he knows his stuff. He's worked with it for, and so has Bill Gates. Yeah. But anyway, so it's gone through a lot of abuse, and we really need to hugely protect it because, like energy, like the atom, it can be used for good or for bad. So very quickly, let's get on to some tips for your bedroom, because this is where you spend a huge amount of your time. So it's all very good and such as say, I don't do directions. It's nice if you can do a direction, because also when I practiced in South Africa, it was in the southern hemisphere, so it's the sun's the other way around. Sometimes I do use the directions, and you can't change the directions for very few people. And lucky if you can sleep or move, but most people can only move their bed in one or two directions. But do try to get the power position. Don't have your feet going out the door, which is called the death position. Not good. That's the Indian thing, to sleep with your head to the north. So it's good to sleep with your head to the south, where you're getting a lot of the sun energy. We'll be dealing with the energy. If you sleep with your head to the east, you're going to be doing a lot of creative stuff. Your head to the west, you're going to not get that much creative stuff. You're going to be working with something that you've built up already. So if you want to keep your business, it's already doing well, you want to maintain it. And sometimes if you have the possibility, just turn around in your bed. Your husband or your partner will think you're crazy, but if you don't have one, your animals will think it's fun. Be very, very careful. Oh, I don't like water in the bedroom. Some people do say, I don't do water in the bedroom. You can have water outside. It absorbs too much negativity, and it can lead to a lot of sexual perversion. Even pictures of water in the bedroom. Be very aware of the pictures that you have in the bedroom. If you've got your family photographs, I prefer to keep them out the bedroom. Down the passage is a good place to have them. Make sure that it's as neat and tidy and clean as possible. Be very aware of what you have under your bed, because everything is energy. Everything is energy. So the only difference, which is kanyu, okay, the only difference between the thought and the manifestation is the energy and the vibration. The thought is the same. So we're going to just get into clearer, more stronger, and more powerful thoughts with this. But yeah, just be very careful. I do have my clothes. We leave the funny papers at the front. I love that. I love that. Oh, that is so awesome. Oh, Scotty, that's beautiful. I mean, that's like a very English thing or very Irish thing, where they go and they really get happy at the wake as well, where they like do say good things. We're so lost in the West, guys. We are so lost. We really need to create a beautiful foundation for ourselves, and create our own smorgasbord of religion, and try to make it simple. There's so much out there. Just like simplify it. Here, Josh, don't have computers in your bedroom. Don't have your phone in your bedroom. If you do have your office in your bedroom, try to put a screen or boxes, a trunk at the bottom of your bed, so it at least creates a bit of a boundary between your desk and your bed. Make sure that there's enough space around, even if you don't have a partner, even if you don't want a partner. Remember, your relationships are about friendships, even with the lady in the supermarket. So make sure that you have, especially for children, that you don't want the bed completely against the wall. And we like to do same, balance all the time in the bedroom as much as possible. So you have a table on either side, a lamp on either side. Be very careful what's above your head. So you can get headaches and energy and all sorts of horrible things if you have lamps above your head. Be very aware of the picture behind your bed, because that will really influence your dream time. And your dream time is extremely sacred time. It's when we move into the dream world. And I'll get into that just now. What's under the bed? Here we have clothes under the bed. You really have to change your winter summer wardrobes around here. As I said, your bedroom, your bed, your sleep time is another huge launch pad, because you're going off into the astral realm. What are you taking with you? That's why we don't have mirrors at the bottom of the bed. The side of the bed is not too bad, but better still not to, because as your spirit leaves your body, when it goes on its journey and it sees itself in the mirror, it can get a fright, and that leaves full. You don't want to go into the astral realm in a frightened state. Very important, I don't know if you've got ensuite bathrooms. We don't want that draining energy from the bathroom. Make sure that the door's closed. If you can't, put a beaded curtain or at least some crystals between that. It's not foolproof because you will get sick. You will, wherever that is, it will damage your legs or whatever. Birds are very good in the bedroom because birds mate for life, and they usually they die of a broken heart. If you've got rid of a relationship, the Chinese ideally is change the bed, get rid of the old bed, get new sheets. If you can't afford that, at least get a new pillowcases or a new blanket or something, and really just put salt on the bed and give it a good vacuum. Turn the mattress over. You really put some aromatherapy oils. We've got symmetry. What's outside? Oh, don't try not to sleep with your head under a window. If you do, put plants or rocks or something, statues on the windowsill, because your energy will just disappear out the window. Best not to sleep. What else did a new bed? Yeah, we've got that. Office, blah, 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 blah. Watch the photographs. Oh, in Germany here, we do what they call lufting, which is a great thing. Even in winter, constantly opening our windows and our doors to let in fresh air, no matter how cold it is. And you do lufting every morning for 10 minutes, and then you close all the doors, and then halfway during the day, you luft again. So the Germans love this fresh air that goes through their home. What's behind the door, make sure that that door can open easily. If you've got bicycles or things, storage is difficult for most people. You know, we have too many possessions, or, you know, and I've seen strange things. I mean, I did a guy's bedroom and a guy's home, and he had his motorbike in the bedroom, and he was definitely not going to move that motorbike. Well, he had a good relationship with the bike. Yeah, that's what else in the bed. Oh, no water. Oh, if you want, you can put a bowl of salt under the bath, under your bed. That's really good for absorbing negativity. It's also good if children are having nightmares. You can put a bowl of salt under their thing. Just don't touch that salt. It's really absorbed negativity. Just like put gloves on, throw it down the toilet. We'll come to some other beautiful cures for health and healing, which we use with the bed. So, let's just do a little thing. If you want to just rub our hands, because you want to be very attentive in your environment of where sharp points are hitting you. Okay, so if we just like energize, this is actually a beautiful, simple healing technique, is that? But we'll just energize our hands a little bit, and you can all feel that little bit of energy. Now, if you've got a desk by you, feel the corner of that desk, and then feel the other side. Can you feel the sharpness of that angle? Now that is pointing at you. If it's in your bedroom from a side table or something, be so careful. So if it's pointing at your legs, you'll have problems with your legs. And if foot, you have a car accident or something, or if it's from your work environment, where you've got something overhead that's really pointing at you, so maybe your shoulder or something, you'll be in a car accident or you'll trip, and instead of hurting your ankle, you'll hurt your shoulder. You say, I don't know how that happens. It's like absolutely crazy. It's not so crazy. It's just that energy has been so weakened by that constant point at your body. So I want you just to be really, really aware. Try to move things out of pointy areas. They're very simple cures to fix these things, which is really always so sad. Black tourmaline in front of all mirrors, so no one can come in. The kids do that in South Africa. It's freaky. My dog was jumping in and out of mirrors. Yeah, that was like really freaky. But that's South Africa's another space. I have a big old black obsidian under that's also good. Please remember to clean them, because these are absolute magnets And if we're not cleaning them, they get full and then they overflood and then all the shit is all over and you wonder why you're feeling so shitty. Right, when you go to bed, just so it's the end of the day, and commit yourself in your heart to your God, whoever your God is, and let it just pray in the language of your heart, and that remind you. Well, I hope that the Lord comes first in your life, and that in the temple of the night, that you will be one with your Lord. Ask to remember your prayers wherever you're going, but comes directly from the heart. You can say whatever you like. You can shout and scream. You can ask for love. And just remind yourself and remind your God that you just want to give yourself completely to Him, her, it, she, it, to the great cosmic mother. In general, to know the power. The other thing very important with the bedroom is hopefully you don't have your head against the bathroom wall, because that will cause illness. Bathrooms are, and we wish we didn't have to do them on all levels, but we do have them. So try to move your bed away from the bathroom, because as above, so below. These are basic principles of Feng Shui. And as in front, so behind. Any questions for now?
Well, this has been amazing. I've got pages of notes here myself. Thank you. This has been, I like the idea of standing. Like sometimes when I get home, I don't go right inside. It's another form of therapy to sit in the car for a few minutes to recenter yourself. And then, yes, I love that idea. And I did get that red floor. That when I talked to Blind Lady last week, she said to get a red front doormat out of the black and gray one, which is bringing dark energy.
No, not the one inside.
Yes, the one inside.
Yeah.
So I switched it to red, and my abundance is kicked up. My energetics walking into the house is it just stuff works. It's 100% different. Just stepping on a red mat, I feel more zoop when I step inside, and it's like the red just kind of gives me that jolt of energy.
But it's also subconsciously it's working. And remember, we moved those words in front of you as well, so you're not facing a blank wall. Have a look at the entrance. And say, I don't want to get into wealth points and things, because you're going to just magnify the shit in your lives. We'll get there, and by the time we get there, it's going to just be, oh wow, this is like a breeze. Yeah, try not, but remember, sit in the car, because we automatically recentering ourselves. But when you get to your door, just take that breath. You're walking in. Be grateful. You have a home. You have a roof over your head. You have people that love you. You have things that you love. You have things you can do. You can be creative. You can sleep. You can masturbate. You can do what the hell you like there. This is your space. Have a beautiful key ring that you, when you see it, watch what you have on your keys. Make a space for your keys when you come into your house, because you can spend waste hours looking for keys, and they're the keys to your kingdom. The good Jesus went down and got the keys. Keys are very, very important. You might dream of keys. They're keys to other kingdoms, to other portals. Yuki, come here, my bunny. I've got bribery and corruption. Yeah, it always works.
Oh, yeah. When I walk in, it's the first thing I do is I grab my I have black tourmaline. I grab that. Then I ground onto the selenite. Then I drop my keys and my wallet in the exact same spot every single day. And that way, it's partly just because I know where it is, and I'm not rushing around. And it's just a sense of, all right, I'm just a sense of organization, if anything else, within my home.
Yeah, and you're saving hours.
Nice.
Because you know where they are, and peace of mind. You know where they are in an emergency. Should that be? Yeah. But no, I mean it took me a lot of time to get that for many years. Yeah. Just say, I did. Sorry, I did.
I love it. I
Guys,
love
you
it.
can do whatever you like. Sorry, I
That's
just
kind of what
said
Saint
one
Germain
thing.
said. He said, "Look, if you're unless you're channeling, it's like it's your house. You do what you choose. Just remember the higher choice versus the lower choice. And the other thing, of course, is attachment. So you got to be careful of what you're doing is part of an attachment you have, or if you're creating an attachment. But otherwise, it's your house. You do what you choose, as long as you're not harming anybody else."
Well, Louise Hay says it's very good to get rid of migraines.
There you go. There
You
you
can
go. You gotta
use
love
that. You're
Louisa Hay.
working on my migraines, the Victorian.
Nice, nice. I always knew she had great energy.
And just be, it's very, just please do mirror work in your bathroom. We'll get into that in bigger, but we tend to not even, I didn't realize that I was going blind because I never look in the mirror. I mean, I do my teeth and then very occasionally I'll do eyeliner and I close my eye. I thought, oh fuck, no wonder I'm walking into doors. I can't see anything. Not a thing out of my left eye. And it was, it was scary how that's because we look in the mirror, but we don't, you know what I mean?
One
So,
thing I do in the morning is give myself a high five, and then I stare at my face for like 10, 15 seconds at least.
yeah. And it's not long, 10 seconds. Josh, I love this 15-second thing that you're doing. It's so beautiful. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
The other thing I was
Thank
actually just is what's his name? John Bonnie does really it's not that he's doing all those meditations all day long. But I'm wanting you to just every time you go through a door, literally, guys, it's a couple of seconds that you are just reconnecting with your higher self or the higher energies and grounding. I always go up first just because I come from there. But a lot of people go down first. It really doesn't matter. As long as
What you're saying is really so true, blindly inspired. Because what you're saying, like if you're Jewish, you have a mezuzah in every doorway in your home, and that's reconnecting you. Right, you reconnect to the source within because you're shifting yourself. So you're shifting that source energy into the room with you, and so that's brilliant.
Yeah, the Muslims are praying a minimum of 4 times a day. The Hindus are also praying 4 times a day. The Hindu is not a religion; it is a lifestyle. And it's beautiful. Every second of the day is accounted for. We as Christians or whatever we are, we should be meditating or praying 4 times a day. Just 5-10 minute meditations, if more you can. But just remember who you are. Remember, I'm a child of God. Talk to yourself. Sorry, I need to just talk to my dog. Come here, you can't be doing that. Come here, no.
All right. So this is all this information, just absolutely stunning. I've got pages. I don't know about you, but I've got pages and pages of notes here. But
it's just the beginning, guys. It's
yeah,
absolutely
we're gonna do
beginning.
this weekly and keep it going here for sure. If you have any questions, if you want to put them, we're gonna start to wrap this up kind of because we're gonna keep this for about an hour.
Absolutely.
But if you have any questions and you want to put it in the chat real
Remember
quick.
that morning mirror? I love what Josh said. We've got this. We can do it. I love myself. Feel the water on your teeth. Feel the hairdryer. Whatever you want. You got this. And just remember, no matter what you think, if you are the creator, you created the heavens, you created the stars, you created the cosmos, you created the planets, the trees, the stones, the crystals. And somebody says you got a big nose. I mean, like, really, you're going to let that bother you? Or that you got a few wrinkles, or that you skew bald here? You're the creator of everything. So love yourself. Just get yourself into perspective. Allow that grace just to flood you. And I will really be empowering us all when I often go, but I'll talk about that another day. A beautiful meditation I often do at the lake, which is on our posture. But we just, as we're tuning into ourselves, we're tuning into our family. Not every time, sometimes we're allowed to be selfish, because if we're not selfish, remember, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Love yourself. first. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, you're not going to be able to love your neighbor. It takes hard work. Many years ago, somebody said to me, "Oh, you didn't realize God was so difficult."
That's beautiful. It's the love you have for yourself that returns to you in your universe. So where you are and how you love yourself is what you see back in your universe.
Well, this is people that I read that somewhere so interesting that the God you worship, whether you're an atheist or not or whatever. I love atheists. They're the best kind of God people. They love music and literature and art and all the other fun things in life. But what kind of God you believe in is how you're going to be with other people. So if you have this God that's like coming down on you, it's how you're going to be. So change the page in your Bible or your book, or change the book. They're all talking very much the same thing.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But we'll talk again. I love you so much, everybody. Remember that I am that I am. Everything is a mirror. You are a mirror for yourself. Dwell on that. Dwell on your higher I am. It's not so difficult because you're not doing it.
Krista, thank you.
With much love, much blessings. I hope this was helpful. And the most important thing is to do it. Just 10%. Thanks, Scotty. Thanks, Anna. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna do this next Sunday. Do you want to do this again?
Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah.
Perfect. So next Sunday, we're going to continue Feng Shui and the awesomeness that is blindly inspired. So if you want to see her channel and it's growing, it's just kind of getting off the ground at blindly inspired. And we will see you over there for sure. And tomorrow, of course, join us at for Good Dawning here on the channel. And the Thursday night, we're going to have Laura B's in the chat here. We're going to have Laura B Thursday night at a different time. It's going to be instead of 7 o'clock, it's going to be 8 o'clock Eastern time with tarot and oracle, because my car will be in the shop and I don't want to make sure that I'm like not able to make the live. So we will be an hour later, and then on Tuesday night we have Viviani with Akashic Adventures. So if you want to know your Akashic records, if you have questions on who you are, because you even know who you were is still who you are now. You're all of it. So if you have questions on your Akashic, Viviani will be able to answer them. And Christina, next week we will have you on again. Thank you so very much. They keep touching the phone because the screen wants to go off for some reason. It could be that red screen filter I put on my phone. Watch that video. It's a great video.
I will. Yeah, please put a link and the thing for the water as well.
Absolutely.
Just, ideally we shouldn't drink water. Do you know that? We should be getting enough water from our fruits and our vegetables. We shouldn't have to drink water. But that's a while off, yeah. It's a while off.
That's interesting to think about here. And of course, as we go on in time, our fruit and vegetables contain less water, less nutrients, and less everything else, whether that's on purpose or just soil deterioration in general.
Pray on this stuff. That's the best we can do, and try not to eat things that have been too modified, that have got this peel stuff on it. Another one of Bill Gates's great inventions. I was surprised they have it here. We're still lucky. Try to, for the less people that have touched your food, the better.
You guys are incredibly lucky because you don't have like the American wheat and all the stuff that we have that you guys just refuse to import. You're like, oh, heck no, we're not even going there. And that's awesome. So like when I go out and order, if I buy anything that's frozen that has wheat, I make sure a lot of it, most of it is all made over in Italy or Germany, overseas, because American wheat, no, it's so hot for your body.
Yeah, it's been very GMO'd. Hey, yeah, I really am. I'm very, very, very grateful that. But yeah, just eat the best that you can. Please, don't cripple your bank account. All food is holy. Just pray upon it. We're not all luxury.
Please subscribe, to Blindly Inspired, at Blindly Inspired. Millie, if you can put her in the chat there, just put at Blindly Inspired. It's probably easier.
Darling, and Millie, we love your pictures. Please put more. They are so inspiring. And she's got beautiful reference works to beautiful learning videos,
Perfect.
instruction. But beautiful pictures, Millie. Love them. Go, good people. Go and watch Inspired. Don't be too frightened. Everybody's talking. And I love not in my universe. Thankful, grateful, and blessed. Yes. It's like you can tune into what's his name? I just told you his name earlier on.
Oh gosh. Yeah, it's in my notes somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah. Blank.
Yeah, it happens.
I love the blank.
It happens to the best of us. I always get these ideas to shoot a video, and if I'm like not like literally right there with the idea for like a short or something, it's gone that fast. I mean, it's like I need
like Roald Dahl used to walk around with a little pocket notebook. I mean, for me, I'm terrified. It's so difficult for me to figure everything because I don't see so well. And then I have to remember what I've tried to really reprogram my head all the time, and then sometimes I just fall down and I think, oh, I still can't see.
Well, Scotty Boy just subbed to you, so thank you, Scotty Boy, and grateful to see you here. Grateful for all of you that came in. We had a peak of like 18, and for this little guy here, and for Blindly Inspired, who's also a new starting channel here. Thank you for all the support. And
I'm going to see the moon with my dog. He's on cortisone, so he goes out 5 times, and he goes for. I think he wants to just go and talk to the moon with me. So we're going up to talk to the moon.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Millie. You're such an angel. Magical Millie. Magical modern.
I do, Anna, but sometimes it's even that fast. It's like literally I'm standing like when the ideas come is when you're most centered is when you're in the shower or in the car.
Yeah.
And so in the car, it's a matter of, do I have the time? Am I in that risky space where I can grab the phone and do it? Generally, yes. But in the shower, no. And then
because you're detoxing, or when you're sitting on the loo, it's also detoxing. You get a lot of good ideas.
Exactly.
So have a notebook in the bathroom. Don't waste it reading magazines in the newspaper. That is such valuable time. It's the best time to reprogram yourself straight after that. It makes perfect logical sense. Guys, go and watch your don't be overwhelmed this week. Just subscribe to positive things. Be in the know, not in the know. I like our own little universe. We're just creating our own little universe. We'll call ourselves the ostriches from now on.
Beautiful. I love it. All right. So next Sunday, we'll keep this going here for a while here. Next Sunday, and I should have that my layout out to you this next couple of days.
That's why I don't want to.
You know what? I'm grateful though. It went from nothing to I've got to get a calendar, and I put the calendar on my phone, and now I got to recheck it every. So you know what? I'm grateful that I don't have the time to get it out to you because it just means my universe is filling up. So there we go. It's all on how you choose to see it.
Yeah, and then what you want to do with your time. I'm now so busy, and people say, "Oh, Crystal, where are you going? Where are you going? Are you going overseas for your holidays?" You know what I want to do? I want to just bake cookies. I want to bake nutty wonders with my mom. That's all I want to do. There we go. Love it.
Just showing off some stickers we have on the water bottle. So if you have a water bottle, put your energetics on it, and it'll help energize your water.
No master. Yeah, I'm actually doing, but I'll put it on the thing. I think I'm going to do with a lot of the drawings, and I do have some books, and I did do a tarot card deck, but we'll talk about that at another time.
Fantastic.
Them all, they were on my website, but I shall read.
All right, so we're going to give this one more minute here. We're going to end this because it'll be 2:22 a.m.
Oh, perfect.
And Blindly Inspired, and we're grateful. Thank you for. I know that we've talked, and that sleeping isn't always your biggest. It doesn't always happen, so to speak. But we're grateful that either way that you stayed up later tonight, whether you were going to get some Z or have a kind of early, shorter night. We're grateful, and thank you so much. Please subscribe to Blindly Inspired at Blindly Inspired. You'll see her in the Good Dawning, which we will see you tomorrow, and please join us.
I love the time slot. It works for me. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you. This is great, and then hopefully this works for you guys. And Laura B again Thursday, but it's going to be at 8 o'clock instead of 7, which would be 5 my time. So I kicked it to 6, so in case my car's still in the shop or they're just finishing it up. New brakes, new tires, grateful, and so won't go sliding around this summer or this winter, I should say, in the mountains.
Your car is reflective of your work.
Nice. I like that.
So bear that. We'll talk about your car another time. Just
All right,
stop there.
guys, we're going to go ahead and end this here. Thank you so much, Christina. Thank you. We love you. Wishing you the biggest favor and love there. And take what Christina said there. If you took notes, I'm going to go get that bottle. And I never did, and I forgot. But now I'm going to get that bowl of salt water and put it right by my door. So thank you so much, guys. I love you. Christina, we love you. And we will see you tomorrow. Good dunning at 10:33 Eastern time, 7:33 Pacific. And see you in the next. Love you. Thank you, Christina.
Josh, we love you.
Have a most blessed and most favored night. Thank you all for watching. Much love. Thank you, family.